Hi everyone, this is Pavel Tadurashka here with you today. I was born in Belty, Moldova, and behind the house that we lived in was a big field of grain. I love to go outside and just lay down in the field and just look into the depth of the skies. At 5 years old, about 23 years ago, I saw something in the depth of the skies that gave me a passion and created this energy inside of me. And I was so excited, I ran back inside the house to tell my parents about it. Because of the corrupted government and not enough education in school, I had no chance to learn more about this interesting and exciting subject. In 2002, my family moved into United States, and here going to school every single day, I heard my teachers saying that if you want something, then if you're willing to put enough effort and time into something that you want, you're gonna get it. I was so excited. I got that excitement that was first with me lighted up again inside of me. So I did some research with the help of the internet, and I dropped out of high school and I went into technical college where I finished my high school within 1 year instead of 2 years. And at the same time, I was studying something that I loved, which was about airplanes. And I got my education about airplanes, and at the same time, finish up my high school diploma. In 2011, I applied to work for Boeing Company because I knew I'm gonna learn more about airplanes, and I worked there for 5 years, and I feel like I did learn a lot more techniques and a lot more details of technology about airplanes. And that passion and that excitement is still inside of me. And every time I see airplanes and I work on them, I get excited and I'm happy that I'm doing what I love to do. Did you know that there is about 1.73 million people flying every single day? Do you love to fly? I love to fly personally. But have you asked yourself this question? How airplanes fly? So here with me I have a Boeing 747 to demonstrate how airplanes fly. I'm not going to go into details, just some general topics. This is the airplane, the Boeing built 747. This is just a model, it's not a real airplane. So, how airplanes fly. On this airplane, you can see the main landing gears, the nose landing gear. My son already broke off an accident. So the way the airplane flies, it's sitting on a runway, and you have engines here, 4 engines on this particular airplane, which help this airplane to fly. As soon as the engines turn on and they generate a certain amount of power, this airplane start moving forward. And as this airplane moving forward faster and faster and faster towards the end of the runway, yeah, this airplane has to build enough power to lift off the ground. This huge weight lift off the ground. How this airplane exactly take off is by help of the air that flies over the wings and under the wings, which help to lift the wings up in the air and then generate this lift all the way through until the airplane takes off. Airplane is not just a tube and the wings, it's a little more complicated process inside of this airplane. I talked to some people and they asked me what kind of system is there in the airplane. It looks like it's just an airplane, it's not real complicated. But here this airplane has flight controls. That's the first thing that pilots do before they take off. They pull on the yoke, the captain pulls on the yoke, and then the airplanes take off, which is elevators all the way in the back of the airplane. When a pilot pulls on the yoke in the cockpit, then elevators go up and helps to push the nose down, and which creates this lift for the nose, and the airplanes comes up. So other flight controls are ailerons that help. They're on the tips of the wings that help to turn airplane side to side. And the last one is rodders. Rudder, which is all the way in the back, that controls the heading of the airplane. Then we have landing gears. Landing gear are helping us to land on the ground, of course. Electrical systems. Electrical systems are in charge of all the lights that inside, and of course the computers and some of the instruments inside the cockpit. Then we have buoy system and we have hydraulic system. Hydraulic system are in charge of all the flight controls. Flight controls are controlled by hydraulic fluid that goes through the tubes to the flight controls and all the way from the cockpit. And we have avionics system, which is all the computer generated instruments inside the cockpit. Then we have oxygen system. Oxygen system is in charge of all the air that inside when the airplane goes up to 30,000 feet and there's no air, and humans have to have air in order to survive. So we have air inside the airplane to breathe, and it acts as a normal atmosphere for us. Okay, we have fuel also. Inside the wings and portion of the body has fuel inside to help us to come from point A to point B. Then we have power plant. Power plant is our engines. Our engines are Boeing engines are mostly GE engines, which is General Electric, and Rolls-Royce engines, which is the two companies that Boeing orders engines from. And then we have navigation system. Navigation system helps the pilots to control where exactly to fly and how to deviate to the weather and everything, not to get into the storms and stuff. Then, of course, we have communication system. Communication system helps the pilots to communicate with the tower and, of course, get the right route for the flight and stuff like that. We have ice protection. So because of the airplane flies so high, the air is thin and there's a lot of moisture and super cold up in the 30,000 feet, so about 6 miles. And the ice, it generates on the tips of the wings, the leading edge of the wings. And here the systems that generate some heat inside to break off the ice, and that's the de-icing system. That will be the ice protection system. Then we have cooling system to cool down the atmosphere inside the cabin for people and for everybody else. We have instruments and recording systems. Instruments are in charge of course, flying of the airplane. The instruments show the pilot exactly the location of the airplane, showing the engine power and everything else of all the systems and stuff. And recording system, it's black boxes that we have in the airplane in case of emergency. And we have fire protection system in case of a fire inside the engine. We have a fire protection system that shut down the engine and stuff like that, and some other areas in the airplane. We have a safety system. Each individual system on the airplane has a backup system just in case one fails. The other one can be a backup. And this is a safe airplane to fly, and I love this airplane and I love working for this company. Cars and airplanes are a little different. If something goes wrong on the car, you can pull over to the side and fix the problem, or have a tow truck get it and drive it to the shop. But with airplanes, it's not like that. There's no shoulder that you can pull off, so that's why most of the systems in the airplanes has a backup system that if one system fails, the other system takes over, which is a primary and secondary systems. This assures that me and you as the passengers will get to our destinations with no problem. Talking to you about airplanes, I experienced the same excitement and passion inside of me as what I felt back in Belcim, Moldova when I was 5 years old. Thank you for watching.